tip is up. It's controlled by Newton. And Newton with the ball across the timeline is Sonny Johnson over to Larry Lust in the front court. To Johnson. They work it around. Out front is Lust. Two pretty much pattern ball clubs. Jump shot from the side by Johnson. 2 points. Sonny Johnson hits from along the baseline for his first bucket. Newton taking the lead 2-0 as the ball game gets underway. Ball moves across the timeline. With Gipple. This is Gipple with the ball. Gipple, jump shot from the side, no good. Loose ball, let's see, headed out of bounds. This is going to be Newton's ball. Touch last by Atlantic underneath the Atlantic board. And Newton brings it down across the timeline with his press. Lust with the ball out front to Sonny Johnson. Johnson guarded by Gipple. Comes into George. George pass underneath, out of bounds, off the arms of 2 Atlantic players up front, Podolak and Dunn. They play a dual post offensively. Underneath to Lust all alone, lays it in. A pretty play that time. Lust scoring 4-0. Newton leading just into the second minute of play. That pass goes into Podolak, and we have a violation as a traveling violation is called before the basket was shot. So Newton brings it up now, leading 4-0. Against the press, Larry Lust across the timeline. Lust, the only starter back from last year's championship team. Exchanging passes with Sonny Johnson. Fred George with the ball. Passes underneath. Shot up by Williams. Good by George, rather. Fred George from underneath makes it 6-0. Newton into a quick lead in this ball game at the outset. This on the near side with the ball is Gipple out to Balmuth. Balmuth into Podolak. Atlantic having trouble getting their shots off. Loose ball tipped away, and Atlantic has still not had a shot as Lust comes up with the ball. Larry Lust bringing the ball across the timeline. Atlantic not with a decent shot yet. Into George. His jump shot is off. No good. Rebounded by Newton. In there, Lust puts it up. It's no good, but we have a foul called. Foul is called against Atlantic, and this will be, I believe, against Bill O'Connor. Foul is on Bill O'Connor, and going to the line, Larry Lust. Free throw, no good. Rebounded by Podolak. 6-0 ball game. Newton leading. We're in the first quarter. A fake down there, and a jump shot is good. Shot by Dunn, Rex Dunn, making it 6-2. Lust and Johnson facing that Newton press now. The Atlantic press, rather. Gipple guarding Johnson out front. Johnson to Lust now. Lust bounces once. On the far side it goes. The screen with Lust, doesn't shoot, now takes the shot and hits it. Larry Lust breaking away from the screen and taking the jump shot from over along the baseline. 8-2 as Lust hits again. Gipple in the front court. Out to Balmuth. Balmuth jump shot. No good. Tipped around. It is rebounded out front by Atlantic. O'Connor on the side into Podolak. The jump shot this time is no good. And we're going to have a jump ball as a scramble for the rebound with Balmuth jumping against Lust. Tipping around. Atlantic has it. Out front is Gipple with the ball. Over to Balmuth. Balmuth drives in, can't get that shot off, and there you see Ed Podolak stepping along the baseline. So Podolak loses the ball, and Atlantic also loses it, of course, and Newton brings it down. Larry Lust putting up that half-hearted press at the moment. Across the sideline, Sonny Johnson with the ball. He's only 5'9", a senior. The entire starting lineup for Newton, a senior team. Fred George, the pass underneath. Williams shoots. It is no good, but we have a foul on the play against Atlantic's Ed Podolak. And I believe right now the height differentiation may be showing just a little bit. Atlantic averaging under 6 feet. Free throw good. Denny Williams will shoot another, fouled in the act of shooting by Podolak. Second one is no good, and rebounded by Podolak, who brings it down court. Atlantic, a real fast ball club, having a little trouble getting its offense going so far this afternoon. Gipple in the front court for the Trojans. Bounce pass to Dunn. Jump shot no good. Rebounded by Fred George of the Newton Cardinals. 9-2 with 4:13 left in the first quarter. Across the timeline is Sonny Johnson out front into Williams. Back out to Johnson. The return pass from Lister. Jump shot from way out front. Misses everything by Larry Lust. Out of bounds and be played in by Giffel of Atlantic. Atlantic with the ball in the front court now. Giffel with a jump shot. It is no good. Rebounded way out front by Johnson. Fast break. Johnson with it. Bounces off to Lust. The layup is good. A pretty play in the Newton crowd across the way, really whooping it up. Now we have a violation call. Timeout has been called with a score. Newton 11, Atlantic 2. Atlantic has got some catching up to do.
You're very right, Frank, but a team that failed to lose a ball game all season long can't be counted out particularly this early. 21-0 was their record on Atlantic, and they took out some mighty tough teams in southwest Iowa. Shenandoah, Creston, Red Oak, teams like that. Frank?
Okay, ready to go. Newton will play the ball in as Sonny Johnson exchanges the pass. The jump shot by Johnson is no good. It's tipped around. Follow-through shot is no good by Williams, but we have a foul called. A foul called on Atlantic. This one is on Jim Vollmuth. V-O-L-L-M-U-T-H. Vollmuth, 6'2", a junior. Free throw is good. Another shot coming up for Denny Williams. He has 4 points. Second one is also good. So Newton extends its lead to 13-2 with 3.5 minutes exactly remaining here in the first quarter. Giffel across the timeline for the Trojans of Atlantic. Jump shot by Podolak. It is no good. Tipped around, and it's picked up by Sonny Johnson in the corner. Passes out to Lust, and the Cardinals of Newton have it in the front court. Lust out front to Johnson. In the corner, drive in by Williams, by George. Their tip-up is finally good as the first shot was missed. We'll have to check who that was on. Lister gets the basket, number 45, Dave Lister. On the tip-in, Giffel out front. Jump shot taken by Podolak and hit. Jump shot from the side makes it 15-4. And now Atlantic in that press. And, of course, Newton at this stage doesn't seem to be bothered too much by it. In the front court is Lust out to Sonny Johnson. Lust bouncing the basketball back to Johnson on the near side. In the corner to George and to Lust. Pass off to Williams. Fakes. The shot is no good. Rebounds the shot, and a foul is called. I think that a little bit of a shock there when Williams went up for the shot. Foul is on Podolak, and that is foul number 2 against him. Now we have Jack Bayer coming in. First free throw is good by Denny Williams. He has 6 points. Jack Bayer coming in, replacing Giffel. Second one also good by Williams. 17-4, Newton in the lead. Atlantic in the front court with the ball. Bayer passing in to Dunn. Jump shot, good. Jump shot from the circle that time. 4 points. This was Podolak, I beg your pardon. 17-6 as Newton gets the ball in the front court now. They're pulling Williams out front to help out. Lust with it now. Off to Sonny Johnson. Bounce pass into Williams. Underneath to Lust. Loose ball goes out of bounds. It was touched last by Newton. It'll be played in by Atlantic. Newton having a little trouble handling that ball. And, of course, some real aggressive defense being put on by the Atlantic Trojans. Bayer in the front court. Off to Vollmuth. Jump shot by Vollmuth. It is no good. Tipped around, and it goes out of bounds. Touched last by Atlantic. Dunn was the last man to touch it, so Newton plays it in against the press once again. Lister brings it across the timeline for Newton. Gives off to Larry Lust. Lust, the top scorer of the Newton Ball Club, averaging just over 16 points a ball game. Lister on the far side. Underneath to Lust. The jump shot. It is good. Lust hits with his 8th point. It's 19-6. Newton in the lead. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Bayer out front. Off to Dunn. to Bayer. The long jumper, it is no good. And Atlantic is being forced to take the long shots. Sonny Johnson, long down-court pass is off the arm of Dave Lister, out of bounds, and will be played in by Atlantic in the back court. Lister could not hang on to that pass. Jack Bayer across the timeline, drives the middle, pass off on the side to Dunn. His jump shot is too hard, and we have a loose ball on the floor. We're going to have a jump. A jump ball finally called. Fred George jumping for Newton. Tip is controlled by Newton. Sonny Johnson with the ball, bringing it across the timeline. Goes off to Lust. Lust has the ball tipped away from him, but Bayer saved very nicely over there by Lister. Back out to Sonny Johnson. Newton controlling that basketball. Lister with it on the far side. Out front to Sonny Johnson. The jump shot is short, and there was a situation where Fred George went up for the shot and had the ball ripped out of his hands. We'll have a jump ball. Dunn jumping. And it's controlled by Newton, by Atlantic, rather. Long jump shot is good. At the gun, that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Newton 19, Atlantic 8. Newton leading 19-8. That shot at the gun at the end of the first quarter by Podolak. The jump is controlled by Lust for Newton in the back court. Lust across the timeline to Johnson, back to Lust to Johnson. Johnson passes into Williams. Williams underneath. Shot is by George. It's no good, and we have a foul called. George went up for the shot and was fouled by Jack Bayer. That's the first foul on Bayer. The 15th foul already against Atlantic. Free throw is no good. Just did another, though, as he was fouled in the act of shooting. Newton leading in the ball game, 19-8, and the second one is also no good. Tipped around, and we're going to have another jump ball, as we had a moment ago. Jumping will be Fred George against Podolak. It's controlled by Newton. Johnson out front. Sonny Johnson bouncing the basketball. Off to Lister. To Johnson. They try to work Lust underneath as much as possible. Out to Lister. Lister in the corner to Lust. Lust into George. And as George intended to pass underneath, he's called for traveling. So the traveling violation allows Atlantic to play it in the back court. The Trojans bring it down. Bayer with the ball out front. Bayer starts to drive the middle. Fakes, gives off to Balmuth. Balmuth fakes the shot to Bayer. Far side to Dunn. Drive-in pass is loose on the court. Picked up out front by O'Connor. Bayer with the ball. Goes to the far side. Gets the screen. The jump shot is off. No good. Right into the arms of Larry Lust of Newton. Lust brings it across the timeline into the front court to Lister. To Lust. Off front. Off to Johnson. In the corner goes to George. Passes underneath to Lust. The turnaround shot is good. A purely very, very nice shot by Larry Lust. Makes it 21-8, and Lust has 10 points here starting the second quarter. Pass underneath by O'Connor. A loose ball. It tipped around. Follow-through shot is good. The shot was by Balmuth. Boy, these Atlantic numbers are real hard to see. Balmuth makes his first bucket. Lust with it down court underneath to Williams. His shot is good. It will not count. A foul was called before the shot was taken on Ed Podolak. 6-foot junior. And Larry Lust will be going to the line. Foul was before the shot was taken. 1-1 now in effect for Newton. Lust missing the free throw. Tipped around, goes out of bounds. It was touched last by, well, now after a preliminary signal, Newton. Now it's going to be Newton's ball. Now it was Atlantic and then Newton. Now we have Gipple coming back in for Atlantic. And he replaces Podolak. Pass comes way out front to Lister. In the corner to George. Into Williams. Johnson picks it up. His shot is good. Sonny Johnson. A fine shot from underneath. Gets his fourth point. It's 23-10. Newton back as the defending state champion. In the front court, Gipple. Gipple with a 30-footer. That's good. Banks it off the glass. Gipple hits, making it 23-12. Newton brings it down against the press. This is Larry Lust with the ball out front in the backcourt. Off to Johnson. Johnson to Lust to Johnson. In the corner to George. Pass underneath is tipped away by Gipple. It'll be played in by Newton. Sonny Johnson to play it in underneath the Newton bucket. Comes in the corner to George. George can't drive in. Gives out to Lister to Johnson. The jump shot from the corner is no good. And it's rebounded by Atlantic. Bear with the rebound, bringing it down court. Gives off to O'Connor to Gipple. Dunn starts to drive in, and we have a whistle and a foul called against Newton, Dunning Williams. That's the first foul on Williams and the first foul on Newton. Now we have Gary Northrup coming into the Newton lineup, and he's replacing Sonny Johnson. Northrup, 5'11", a junior, the first replacement for Newton. O'Connor at the line. The free throw is good. Dunn, rather, at the line. Rex Dunn hitting the free throw makes it 23-13, a 10-point ball game. George in the front court. Off to Northrup. Lust with it out front, not a Northrup. To Lister. Lister way out front. Goes over on the far side to Northrup. Into George. His jump shot is no good. And Gipple comes out of there with a rebound. One of the shortest players in the state tournament at 5'8". Bear in the front court. Passes underneath with a shot, which is no good. I believe that was actually a pass intended for Dunn underneath, but the shot was missed and rebounded by Lust. He drives in and is called for palming the basketball. So with a violation against Newton, Larry Lust for palming. Atlantic plays it in on the side. Bear throws it into Gipple. Bear in the front court. Passes in the corner. Tipped right into the arms of Newton. George in the backcourt. Williams over to Lister. Now in the front court. It comes to Northrup. Out to Larry Lust. Lust over to Lister. Lister to Lust. Jump shot by Lust is no good. Rebounded by Atlantic. Run out of there by Bear. Bear at the top of the circle off to Gipple on the near side. Back to Bear. Bear to the far side. The jump shot is short. No good. Rebounded by Atlantic. Pass off, and the shot taken from the side is good. Atlantic hits. And getting the bucket is Jim Ballmer. Newton bringing it down against that press. Northrup with the ball across the timeline now. And we have a timeout called with a score. Newton 23, Atlantic 15. John, Atlantic is whittling away at that lead, but so far has quite a little bit of whittling to do. We'll come back to 8 points now.
Right, Frank. I think we've seen that some of the problem for Atlantic has been underneath the boards. They only average 6 foot even. Newton considerably taller. Leading scorers to this point for Newton, Larry Lust with 10 points, Denny Williams with 7. Atlantic coming, but they still have a way to go.
Set to go as Newton plays it in the backcourt. Across the timeline is Northrup for the Newton Cardinals. Off to Lust to Northrup. Far side to Lister. Out to Northrup to Lister. Really spread out that defense. Goes into Williams. Passes off to Lust. The jump shot off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Atlantic. O'Connor with the ball. Bill O'Connor, we might mention, is quite a golfer, too. In the front court with it is Dunn out front. Fakes the shot and doesn't take it. Gives off to O'Connor. O'Connor drives in, passes off to Dunn. His jump shot from the side is off. No good. Tipped around, and a foul is called. Foul in the backcourt will be against Atlantic on Balmuth, I believe. Balmuth draws the foul as a little pushing underneath. Fred George goes to the line. That's his second foul. First one is good. The 1-and-1 in effect, of course, as it was at the tail end of the first quarter. 24-15. And the second one rolls off, no good. Rebounded by Atlantic. Bayer across the timeline for the Trojans. Gives off to O'Connor, who's playing way out front to Bayer. Bayer goes to the far side. O'Connor with it. Can't penetrate that Newton defense. Jump shot by Gipple is short. Rebounded by Atlantic. A fake by O'Connor. Puts it up there. It goes through, but he was called for traveling, I believe, before it was shot. All for traveling. Basket will not count. There is a pass right into the arms of Balmuth. The jump shot is no good. Loose ball rebounded by Northrop for Newton. Atlantic made the steal, but was unable to capitalize on it. In the front court to Lister, to Lust. Lust off to Northrop. To Lust. To Northrop. Playing real pattern basketball as they work it around the horn. On the far side to George. The jump shot. Good. Fred George hits from the side. And it's 26-15. George hits his third point. Bayer in the front court for Atlantic. In the circle. Near side to Gipple. The long jumper is rimming. No good. Rebounded by Williams. Off to Northrop. To Lust. Now into the front court it comes to Lister. Lister off to Lust. To Northrop. Newton in the dark uniforms this afternoon, and Atlantic in the white uniforms. Lust with a long jump shot is off. No good. Tipped around. Atlantic has the rebound. O'Connor getting the rebound. Gives it to Bayer. Brings it across the timeline. Holds up out front. It's off to O'Connor. O'Connor starts to drive in. Gives off to Gipple. Bounces on the far side. The jump stop taken. It is no good by Dunn. And Newton giving Atlantic just that one shot. Northrop across the timeline. Far side to Lister. Pass goes inside, and it's thrown away by Atlantic. Pulled down in there by Balmuth. Out fast in the corner comes to Dunn. Fakes, gives out to Bayer. Bayer exchanges passes with Gipple. In the corner to Balmuth. Back to Gipple, out front to O'Connor. The 20-footer, no good. Rebounded by Fred George. George gets it out to Lust. Lust slows up quickly before he gets across the timeline. Now in the front court it comes to Northrop. Back to Lust. They exchange passes. Newton coach Bub Levick giving a few signs out there. Lister in the front court. In the corner to George. George passes outside to Northrop. To Lister. In the corner, the jump shot by George is no good. Rebounded by Lust. Lust jump shot is good. Larry Lust hits to the side, and there's the end of the first half. And the score is Newton 28, Atlantic 15. As Dunn jumps with Fred George. Tips control by Newton in the backcourt. Larry Lust with the ball across the timeline. Lust way out front. We'll see what Atlantic does in the way of defense here in the second half. Fred George with a jump shot is off. No good. Tipped out of bounds. Was touched last by O'Connor of Atlantic, and it'll be played in by Newton. Sonny Johnson to throw it in underneath. Ball comes in. The two-point play is missed by Lister, and then a jump ball called on the rebound. Podolak jumping against George. Tip is controlled by Newton, but someone got into the circle a little too soon from Newton. And Atlantic will play it in. Gipple with the ball across the timeline. Works to the far side. Gipple gives back out front now to O'Connor. O'Connor to Gipple. The set shot is good. Gipple hits from 22 feet out, makes it 28-17. 4 points for Dan Gipple. Now O'Connor putting on a press all by himself as Lusk gets across the timeline, gives off to Lister. Out to Sonny Johnson, to Lister along the side. Out to Lusk, far side to Johnson. Johnson drives in, and the ball is stolen away from him by Newton, by Atlantic rather. Podolak on the side, gives to Volmuth, fakes, can't shoot, draws the foul. Nice fake in there by Jim Volmuth, draws the foul from Larry Lutz. That's the first personal foul against Lutz, and the first foul in this half. Newton only had one foul called against it in the entire first half. Volmuth with a free throw is no good. Rebounded in there by Podolak, and he is tied up by Sonny Johnson. Podolak and Johnson jump. Podolak 6 feet, Johnson 5'9". And Atlantic controls the trip. Gipple out front. Podolak with a jump shot is no good, but a foul is called. Foul will be against Newton on Denny Williams, his second foul. He picked up the only Newton foul in the first half. Free throw is no good. Second free throw, this time good, by Rex Dunn. 28-18, Newton over Atlantic. We're in the third quarter of play in the first game of the afternoon session. Lust in the front court, gives off to Lister, out to Sonny Johnson, over to Larry Lust. Lust gives off to George. George goes to drive in and is fouled. Foul called against Atlantic's Rex Dunn, which is his first foul of the ball game. Fred George goes to the line, 6'3", a senior. He's averaging 14.3 points per ball game. His free throw is no good. Rebounded by Dunn. Over to Gipple. Across the sideline, Dan Gipple with the ball. Passes into Dunn, fakes, jumps, shoots. It is off, no good. Tipped around, Johnson has it for Newton. Johnson across the timeline for the Newton Cardinals, playing against the team with the best defensive average in the tournament. Lust back to Johnson. Johnson fakes, doesn't shoot, gives back to Lust. Lust drives in, puts it off the glass. It is good. It is good, and a foul is called. The foul is for charging against Lust. The basket counted, but Lust picks up his second foul. He has 14 points. And going to the free throw line for the Atlantic Trojans will be number 20, Bill O'Connor, a 5'9" junior. He's averaging just under 9 points a ball game. One shot, it's good. 30-19. First point for O'Connor. Johnson with the ball in the backcourt against the press over to Lust. Lust at 6'3", handles the ball very well. Gives off to Johnson. Johnson guarded by Gipple. Bounce pass into Lister. To Lust to the near side. Back out to Johnson. They set it up again. We commented earlier, two real pattern ball clubs in this first game. George with the ball. Gives out to Lust. To Sonny Johnson. Lister back to Johnson. Drives in. Puts it up. It is good. Sonny Johnson with a drive-in play from the right side makes it 32-19 as Johnson gets point number 6. In the front court, O'Connor with it in the circle. Off to Gipple. The jump shot by Gipple is no good. Loose ball. It is picked up by nobody yet. Finally, Newton maintains possession with Lust getting the ball. Out of a scramble in the center circle. Johnson to Lust. No hurry in bringing it across the timeline. Now it comes to Johnson in the front court. We have 4:40 left in the third quarter. Lister with the ball on the side. Drives in the lane. Puts a shot up. It's short. No good. Follow-through shot. This one is no good by Williams. They're tipping it around. The shot is good by Lister. Newton just keeps hammering away at those offensive boards, and Lister finally put it through. 34-19. Newton in command. O'Connor in the front court. Off to Gipple. Near side to Volmuth. In the corner to Dunn. Dunn fakes. Passes into Volmuth. Back to Dunn. Drives in. The shot is blocked and pulled off in there by Denny Williams. Williams, the tallest man in the court at 6'5". Sonny Johnson bringing it across the timeline. Gives off to Lust. Drives in. The jump shot in the circle. It's off. No good. Tip up by Lister. No good. Another tip up is good. This one is by Fred George, I believe. And timeout has been called with a score. Newton 36, Atlantic 19. Set to go now as Atlantic plays in the back court. Falmouth in the front court off to Bayer, who's now re-entered the lineup. O'Connor with it. Bayer out front. Gives off to O'Connor. The drive in. The jump shot is good. The shot was by Podolak. Makes it 36-21. Newton in the lead. Sonny Johnson, the Newton guard, exchanging passes, and then a foul called as Lust, attempting to pass off the ball, was fouled by Jack Bayer. Bayer, a 5'11 senior, picks up his second foul. Larry Lust at the line, shooting one shot. I mentioned Atlantic's great defensive average. The free throw is missed, an average of 46 points a ball game. Atlantic has the rebound into the front court. Falmouth out front to Podolak. Off to Bayer. Bayer's jump shot from behind the circle. Good. Bayer hits with a 22-foot jumper, makes it 36-23. First bucket for Bayer. Pass comes into Lust. He gets it across the timeline. Drives in. Bounces off to Williams. The jump shot is good by Denny Williams. Fine play of the assist by Lust. 9 points for Williams. 38-23. Newton in the lead by 15. Falmouth into Dunn. The jump shot is missed and rebounded by Lister. And then we have a whistle and a foul called on the rebound. Foul is called on Atlantic's Ed Podolak. So we take the long walk now from left to right. And going to the line will be Dave Lister, 6'2 senior forward, averaging just over 7 points a ball game. Free throw, good. 39-23. We have 2:33 left here in the third quarter. Atlantic with the ball in the front court. Falmouth with it. Falmouth flips pass into Dunn. The jump shot, it is no good. Tipped around, and Bayer has it. Gives out to O'Connor. He drives in, puts a shot up, which is no good, but a foul is called. The foul is on Newton's Dave Lister. That's the first foul on Lister. The fourth team foul here in the third quarter against the Newton Cardinals. This will be a two-shot foul for O'Connor. The first, no good. Atlantic's been having a little trouble with the free throws this afternoon and not had too many opportunities. Second one is good. Around and finally drops through. 39-24. Johnson to put it in play. It's off to Lust. Johnson still in the backcourt. And then a foul is called before Johnson got across the timeline. Called against Atlantic. This one will be on Jack Bayer. And that's the third foul on Bayer, despite the fact that he was not a starter this afternoon. He is in there for Gipple at the moment. Sonny Johnson shooting one. Up. No good. Rebounded by Atlantic as Falmouth brings it out of there. Falmouth across the timeline for the Atlantic Trojans, the only unbeaten team in the state. Off to Bayer out front. Bayer with a set shot is rimming, no good. Follow-through shot is good. Shot is by Falmouth, who hits from underneath, making it 39-26. 6 points for Jim Falmouth. Lust against the press. Flips past the near side to Sonny Johnson across the timeline. Johnson back to Lust out front. Lust to Johnson. Johnson drives in, puts the shot up. It is good. Sonny Johnson with a drive-in shot, hitting his 8th point, makes it 41-26. Newton in the lead. We're in the third quarter, a little over a minute left. Falmouth with the ball for Atlantic. Tries the 20-footer. It's short. Tipped around. It goes out of bounds. Then it was touched last by Williams of Newton. It will be played in by Atlantic. Ball comes in to O'Connor. O'Connor fakes, jumps, shoots. It's off. No good. Follow through is good. Follow through by Podolak. And he has 10 points. 41-28. Across the timeline is Lust. Bounce pass off to Williams. Tipped out of bounds and touched last by Newton. is played in by Atlantic. Ballman brings the ball across the timeline. Out front, Pudlock gives to Bear. The jump shot by Bear is off, no good. Tipped around and rebounded by Williams of Newton. And Newton's on the attack. Boy, a real excited crowd here this afternoon. Near capacity, around 13,000. Sonny Johnson almost losing it. Then a foul is called on O'Connor of Newton for trying to take the ball away from Sonny Johnson. That's the second foul. And the 5th team foul against Atlantic. So the 1-and-1 now in effect. Sonny Johnson at the free throw line for Newton. The first one is no good. There'll be no bonus as it's rebounded by Podolak. Across the timeline, the Atlantic Trojans with the ball. Ballmuth out front gives in to Podolak. Off to Bear. The jump shot is good. Zach Bear hits from 22 feet. Gets his 4th point. It's 41-30. Now just an 11-point ball game. In the front court, it comes to Lister. Long shot off the board is missed at the end of the 3rd quarter, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Newton 41, Atlantic 30. Ready to go for the start of the 4th quarter with Newton leading by 11, the defending state champs, going up against the only unbeaten team in the state, and this could be quite a ball game before it's over. Ready for the jump now. Up, controlled by Newton. Pass comes down to Williams, drives in, puts it up, and hits it. Williams getting behind the Atlantic defense and laying it in. He has 11 points, 43-30. In the front court, Atlantic with the ball. Podolak gives out to Bear. Far side to Ballmuth, to Podolak. Out to Bear. The long jump shot is off the rim. Follow through is no good. Williams has the rebound for Newton. Long down court pass goes to Fred George, who has to pick it up in the corner. Can't get it for the shot, and then loses the ball off of his foot. It was tipped away from him. And Newton will play it in. Sonny Johnson throws it in. It comes into George. George drives in, puts it up. It is no good. It goes through. It will not count. There was a foul called preparatory to the shot. The foul is on Ed Podolak. That is 5 fouls on Podolak, and he comes to the sideline, falling out with 10 points. And the teams come over to shake hands with Podolak and congratulate him on a job well done. Gipple re-enters the lineup now with Podolak falling out, which will put O'Connor back up front. Fred George on the line, 6'3" senior. He's averaging just over 14 points a ball game. His free throw is short. Rebounded by Atlantic. O'Connor pulls it out of there. In the front court, O'Connor driving in. The jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Lust for Newton. Boy, he's all over. Sonny Johnson brings the ball across the timeline. Holds up out front now. Near side to Lister. Lister back out to Sonny Johnson. Johnson off to Lust, who drives in. The short jump shot, good, off the glass. Lust hits 45-30. Lust has 16 points, which is 0.2 of a point under his average. The pass goes into Ballmuth. Turnaround jump shot, banking, no good. Rebounded by Newton. Lister, Newton just giving Atlantic 1 shot. Sonny Johnson off to Lister. Lister double team, gives it to Johnson, who brings it across the timeline on the far side, off to Lust. Lust in the circle. Back to Johnson. Johnson working the ball in now to Williams. Underneath to George. The turnaround shot is no good. Tipped around, and Williams has it. He puts it up and hits it. Benny Williams getting control of that ball and putting in his 13th point. 47-30. Newton in the lead. O'Connor, jump shot, good. No O'Connor in a jump from the circle. 47-32. 4 points for O'Connor, and now a timeout call. Timeout has been called with a score. Newton 47, Atlantic 32. Newton plays the ball in against the press, and we have a violation call, a foul against Atlantic. As in playing the ball in, a foul called on Bill O'Connor in the backcourt, so we'll have a free throw coming up for Larry Lust. That's the 3rd foul on O'Connor, and the 1-and-1 for Larry Lust. Lust has been the hot hand this afternoon. The free throw, though, is no good. Rebounded by Dunn. to Gipple. Gipple quickly across the timeline. Gives out front to O'Connor. Off to Volmuth. Out to O'Connor. Starts to drive in. Baer picks it back up. Gives out to Gipple. Gipple bounce pass in that middle. Stolen away by Williams. Roy Newton really keeps that middle bottled up with George and Williams in there, 6'3" and 6'5". Lister at 6'2". Johnson in the front court off to Lust. To Johnson way out front. Johnson bounce pass off to Lister. Lister is double teamed. It goes out of bounds, and it was touched last by Newton. Atlantic will play it in. Gipple bringing the ball down for the Trojans. The top of the circle. Off to O'Connor. Fakes. Can't shoot. Out to Gipple. He fakes. Drives in. The jump shot by Gipple is off. No good. Rebounded by Williams. Williams passes it out into the front court to George. George drives in. Lays it up. It is good. Fred George, again, getting behind the defense to score his 7th point. 49-32. Newton in the lead. We have 4:50 left in the ball game. O'Connor in the front court, call for traveling. O'Connor starting to drive in, then call for traveling. Substitution for Atlantic, Benny Trenure, T-U-R-N-U-R-E, 5'11" senior coming into the lineup, replacing Jack Baer. 49-32 your score in the front court. Lust and Johnson exchanging passes. Johnson with the ball. Drives in. The short jump shot is off. No good. Tipped around. Rebounded by Gipple of Atlantic. Gipple quickly into the front court. Drives in. Gets cut off. Gives out to Trenure. Into Dunn. Layup. Good. Dunn with a backhanded layup. Hits for Atlantic, and it's 49-34. Lister across the timeline for Newton, being hounded out there. Gives off to Lust, to Sonny Johnson. Johnson just holding the ball over his head. Gives in to Lust, goes in for the shot and draws the foul. Now we have another substitution as Duskin, number 10, Dan Duskin, 5'9" junior, comes in. And he's replacing Bill O'Connor. So we have Duskin and Trenure in there as substitutes at the moment. The free throw is no good. Finally rolls through. Looked like it was going to bounce off. Lust will get the bonus. 50-34. The second shot, good. No doubt about that one, which split the nets. 51-34, 4 minutes left. Atlantic in the front court. Trenure out front, off to Gipple, to Trenure. Trenure drives in. Jump shot is good. Benny Trenure, 5'11" senior, hitting from the free throw circle, and it's 51-36. Sonny Johnson in the backcourt for Newton. Now to ball tipped away, and it was an out-of-bounds situation, though, because Lister did not get control of the ball. It was tipped out by Atlantic, and will be played in at center court by Newton. Larry Lust with the ball in the front court. Off to Sonny Johnson, working against that half-court press. Johnson with the ball in the circle. The jump shot is good. Sonny Johnson, Newton continues his torrid shooting this afternoon, has 10 points, 53-36. Newton, the defending state champion. Trenure with the long jump shot is good. Trenure finds the range, hitting 2 for 2, and it's 53-38. And a foul call as Lister, bringing the ball down court, is fouled, and it's on Trenure. So Dave Lister, 6'2" senior, will go to the line for Newton. But a timeout is called. We have timeout with a score. Newton 53, Atlantic 38. 3 minutes, 6 seconds left in the ball game. 53-38, Newton over Atlantic. And at the line, Dave Lister. The 1-and-1, the free throw is no good. Rebounded by Volmuth for Atlantic in the front court. Gipple. Long set shot by Trenure is off. No good. Follow through. No good, but a foul is called. The basket will not count. Rex Dunn draws the foul, and it's called on Fred George. Dunn at the line. The first foul on Fred George. 1-and-1 for Dunn. Free throw, good. Bonus coming up for Rex Dunn, 6'1" senior. He's the the third leading scorer on the Atlantic team. Free throw no good this time. Tipped around. Atlantic has the rebound. Jump shot taken by Duskin. It is no good. Tipped out of bounds. Touch last by Sonny Johnson of Newton. Atlantic will play it in. Falmouth to play it in to the left of the Atlantic basket. Comes way out front to Gipple. Gipple setting it up. Way out front. Gives off to Dunn. His jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Falmouth. His shot is good. Jim Falmouth puts it in from the side. Makes it 53-41. 8 points for Falmouth. Lust bringing it down against the press. Almost loses it. Puts the pass in the front court to George. George underneath to Lister. His shot is good. Lister all along laid it in. 55-41. In the front court is Gipple. Gipple the near side to Dunn. Drives in. Passes off. The shot is up. It's no good by Bayer in the front court now. Quickly is Lust. Passes off. The shot is taken and hit by George. 9 points for George. 57-41. Out front with the ball. Now Dunn. Shot from the corner. Partially deflected. Tipped out of bounds by Dustin. It'll be played in by Newton. Now we have O'Connor coming back in for Atlantic, and he'll replace Gipple. Newton will play it in the backcourt. We have Northrop coming back in, and George coming out for Newton. Pass comes into Northrop, off to Sonny Johnson. This puts Lust out of forward. Johnson gives off to Williams. Newton definitely in its control ball game. Johnson out front gives off to Lust. Lust drives in. The layup is no good. Tip up no good. Lust follows the shot. It is no good. Tipped around. Rebounded by Northrop out front. Picks it up off the floor. Gives off to Johnson to Williams. Williams in the circle. Way out now to Lister. To Johnson. Sonny Johnson bounce pass to Lust from the near side. Lust out front to Lister. Gives to Williams to Lister. 1 minute left in the ball game. Newton controlling this basketball. Two-time. Northrop gets way out front to Johnson. Pass underneath, and going up for a shot was Lister, but he was fouled. Foul was called. We have 2 substitutions. Dave Warwick and Dave Bennett coming in for Newton. Now timeout has been called with a score. Newton 57, Atlantic 41. At this juncture, with just 53 seconds left in the ball game, it appears that Newton will have advanced to the semifinal round tomorrow night to play the winner of the Dubuque-Waterloo West game.
Yes, Frank, this late in the ball game, it does seem as if Newton has this game wrapped up, and I think they're going to be trouble for anybody. I think particularly the Newton club is real tough under the boards, and I think this has been the telling factor in this game.
Newton, of course, with its superior height in this particular ball game, has definitely had that edge. We have a substitution in for Newton. Dave Warwick comes in, replacing Williams, 5'11" senior. And we also have Dave Bennett, 6'1" senior, ready to come in, apparently for Lister, because he's sitting in front of the timer's bench. Also up off the bench, sitting at the scorer's table, and coming into the ball game now is Bob Lower, 6' senior. Now, Larry Lust is coming out of the ball game. George is already out, along with Williams and Johnson. Now we have Jim Smith coming in for Newton, a 6'2" senior. So after Lister shoots the free throw, apparently Newton will have all substitutes. The first free throw is missed. Second one is good. Lister now comes out of the ball game, and he's being replaced by Dave Bennett. We have 53 seconds left in the ball game as Atlantic brings it into the front court. O'Connor with the ball into the near corner. Goes back out front to Bear. Turner with it. Loose ball picked up out front by Dustin. Dustin has the ball tipped out of bounds, but it will be Atlantic's ball. Put off the foot of Dave Warwick. Atlantic plays it in. Turner out front. Drives in. Bounce pass. The shot is taken. It is partially deflected and goes back in. Unbelievable shot off the top of the glass. I've never seen one like it. Unbelievable shot. Warwick bringing the ball down court for Newton. Gets into the front court, and then we have an over-the-line violation called on Bob Lohr. He went up for the pass. Now we have substitutes coming in for Atlantic. Mark Shaberg comes in. We also have Roger Cornell in there. Fine hand for the Atlantic starters to try to catch these substitutes for you. Number 42 is Gary Crane. Shaberg with the ball now for Newton, or rather for Atlantic out front. Goes into Cornell. Long jump shot is missed by Atlantic. Rebounded by Newton. Long dorm court pass comes to Warwick. His layup is no good, but he is called for traveling. 8 seconds left in the ball game. 58-43. Atlantic will play it in and bring it up court along the side. Across the timeline, Atlantic with the ball. Long shot is no good by Cornell, and Newton has the rebound, and there's the end of the ball game. That's the end of the first game with the final score, Newton 58, Atlantic 43. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Is headed out of bounds, and it will be played in by Dubuque Waller. Gindorf plays it in to teammate Mike Walsh. Gindorf out front to Walsh on the far side. Out front with it is Gindorf. Near side to Walsh. Walsh to Gindorf. Back to Walsh. Pass goes in to Gabriel. Shot by Gabriel, no good. And it goes out of bounds. It was touched last by Burbach. It'll be played in by Newton. Sonny Johnson and Larry Lusk, the two playmakers, will be seeing an action for Newton tonight. And Dubuque Waller starting out in a zone defense. In the corner with it is Larry Lusk, trying the jump shot. He hits. Larry Lusk cans one from the corner, 2-0 Newton in the first minute of play. Gindorf, bounce pass inside. Jump shot is short and no good by Jakonitsky. Rebounded by George. Down court to Sonny Johnson. Johnson with the ball. In the corner, Fred George with a jump shot off. No good. Rebounding is Walsh of Dubuque Waller. Walsh in the offensive zone. Over to Gindorf. Gindorf trying to find an opening inside. Gives to Walsh. To Gindorf. Drives in. The shot is up and off. Rebounded by Denny Williams of Newton. Larry Lusk will bring it into the offensive zone for the Newton Cardinals. Lusk, the top scorer in the Newton Ball Club, over 16 points a game, gives to Johnson. In the corner to George. Underneath to Lusk. The jump shot. Good. 2 points for Larry Lusk. He has both Newton baskets. 4-0. 6:13 left in the quarter. Jump shot by Gabriel, short. Tipped around, picked up by Gindorf. Out to Walsh. Walsh feeds underneath to Burbach. Back out front. Gindorf with it. To Walsh. Near side to Jakonitsky. The jump shot off. No good. George rebounds for Newton. Playmaker Larry Lusk will bring it up court. Gives the near side to Lister to Lust. Jump shot missing this time. And a scramble in there. We're going to have a jump ball. Denny Williams jumping against Tom Gindorf. Williams 6'5", Gindorf 6'3". We're going to jump that one over. This time controlled by Williams. Larry Lust with it out front to Sonny Johnson. Into Williams. Williams underneath the Lust. Fakes. There's that turnaround shot that's no good. Tipped out front. Rebounded by Dubuque Waller. Burbach with the ball. Gives to Mike Walsh. Walsh in the offensive zone. Far side to Gindorf. Exchanges passes with Gabriel. Walsh with it to Gindorf. Gindorf underneath to Burbach. Jump shot by Burbach is good. Bill Burbach, 6'3" junior, hits the first Dubuque Waller basket. 4-2. Newton leading. 4:50 left in the first quarter. Larry Lust into the offensive zone to Sonny Johnson. Corner to George, underneath the Lust, tipped away, foul called. The foul will be on Pat Gabriel of Dubuque Waller, the first foul of the ball game. Going to the line is Larry Lust. Lust, a 6'3" senior, the only starter back from last year. Free throw missing. Gabriel rebounds. Gindorf to the ball. Pass broken up by Fred George of Newton. Gives off to Lister. And now Lust has it as a turnaround occurs with Newton getting the ball. Lister on the near side. Into Lust. To George. George is fouled. This time called on the big center, Jim Jakoniski, 6'6" senior. Going to the line will be Fred George, a 6'3" senior. This will be a one-shot foul. Makes it 5-2. Newton by 3. 4:18 left in the quarter. Walsh in the offensive zone for Waller. Out to Gindorf. Jakoniski exchanges passes with Gindorf. Takes the ball. Turnaround jump shot. No good. Rebounding is Lister. Gives to Sonny Johnson. Newton commanding those offensive and defensive boards. Sonny Johnson in the front court to George. Out to Johnson. Working around to Lister. To Johnson. Near side to Lust. Jump shot by Lust. Short. Tipped around. Let's see. Shot is no good, but a foul called. Denny Williams up there tipping is fouled by Jim Jakoniski. The second foul on Jakoniski and the third team foul against Dubuque Waller. This will be a two-shot foul for Denny Williams. The first one is missing. Williams on the season has averaged 13.7 points per ball game. Cans the second one. 6-2 Newton. 3:40 left in the first quarter. Dubuque Waller on the attack. Gindorf with it. And then we have a timeout. Timeout is called with a score. Newton 6, Dubuque Waller 2.
It's going great, I guess. I like the little things like the net and things. Those are great.
There you see Dubuque Waller, and John Boyd, I'd like to call on you briefly for your views up to now.
Well, Frank, it's just as the experts said it would be, or supposed that it would be, a tough game underneath those offensive and defensive boards with the forwards and the centers carrying the bulk of the rebounding.
Very rugged underneath those boards. Dubuque Waller plays it in. Mike Walsh with the ball to Gindorf. Gindorf into Jakoniski, back to Gindorf. Out to Walsh. Walsh can't spot the opening. Goes back out to Gindorf. Jakoniski comes outside now. Off to Gindorf. Jump shot by Jackaniski is short and rebounded by Lister. Dave Lister rebounding for Newton. Larry Lust in the offensive zone for the defending state champion Newton Cardinals. Fred George in the corner. Out to Sonny Johnson to Lister. Lister back to Johnson. Near side to Lust. To Johnson. Bounce pass to Williams. Turnaround shot. Off. No good. Rebounding is Gabriel for the Golden Eagles of Dubuque-Wahlert in the dark blue uniforms. Gendorf out front. Over to Walsh. To Gendorf. Having a lot of trouble working it inside. Turnaround by Jackaniski. Good. Jim Jackaniski hits from the free throw circle with his first bucket. 6-4. Newton by 2. 2:19 left in the first quarter. Sonny Johnson in the front court to George to Johnson. In to Williams. Back to Johnson to George. Out to Johnson. Trying to break up the zone. Lusk. Jump shot is no good. Tipped around and we'll have a jump ball. Sonny Johnson tying up Pat Gabriel. Gabriel is 6'4". Sonny Johnson 5'9". Controlled by Newton. Williams with a jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Gendorf. Gendorf in the offensive zone. Gives in to Jackaniski, out to Walsh. Walsh wanting to drive in, can't do so. Jackaniski with a long jump shot off. No good. Tipped out front, and we have a foul or a jump ball called. A foul called on Newton. Will be on Dave Lister. And going to the line will be Jim Jackaniski. That, I believe, John, the first foul against Newton. Free throw is no good by Gabriel, rather. We beg your pardon. Gabriel missing the free throw. Newton in the lead, 6-4. A low-scoring first quarter. Lister out front to Johnson. Was shot by Williams is missing. Tipped around, and it will be Dubuque-Wahlert's ball. Gendorf with it in the offensive zone. Jump shot. Short. Rebounds his own shot. Tries it again and hits it. Tom Gendorf hitting from the side makes it 6-6 with a minute to go in the first period. Dubuque-Wahlert and Newton. Larry Lutz slowly across the timeline. Feeds off to Sonny Johnson. Out to Lister to Johnson. Newton playing Lister a forward outside much more than yesterday against the shorter Atlantic team, working Lust underneath a lot. Sonny Johnson and Lister exchanging passes out front. Signaling for Lust to come outside. They're going to wait for a shot. With 27 seconds left, Lister with the ball. Out to Johnson. Johnson is a jump ball call as he passes into Lust. Lust jumping with Pat Gabriel. Controlled by Wahlert. Walsh with the ball across the timeline. Out to Gendorf. Now Wahlert will wait for one shot. 9 seconds. Gendorf with it. 5 seconds. Gendorf drives in. There's his jump shot. It is good. And there's the gun. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Dubuque-Wahlert 8, Newton 6. Jackaniski of Wahlert against George of Newton. Tip is out of bounds again. The same way we started the ball game. Dubuque-Wahlert will play it in as George tips it out of bounds. It comes in to Mike Walsh. Gives to Gendorf. Gendorf trying to work it inside. Is in to Jackaniski. Now Walsh with a jump shot off. No good. Rebounded by Lister. He's off to Sonny Johnson. This is the first time Newton has been behind in this particular tournament. The jump shot by Lust is off. No good. Williams has the rebound. Puts it up and hits. Tie ball game. 8-8. 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Newton and Wahlert. Walsh in the front court to Gendorf. Gendorf back out to Walsh. And he intended to hit Jackaniski, who did not break and was out of bounds. Newton plays it in. Sonny Johnson across the 10-second line. Feeds Lust. Jump shot. Good. Larry Lust hitting out of the corner with his 6th point. 10-8 Newton. Gendorf out front. Drives to the right side. Off to Gabriel to Gendorf. Into Jackaniski. The jump shot. Good. Jim Jackaniski hit. He hit 15 points. Now has 4. He hit 15 in yesterday's 55-42 win over Waterloo West. Johnson in the front court to Lust to Johnson. Off to Lister. Lister signaling for George to come into the near corner. Gives out to Lust. The jump shot. Good. Larry Lust hitting from the corner again. He has 8 points. 12-10. Newton. 6:20 less than the half. Walsh to Gendorf. To Jackaniski. The jump shot. Short. Out of bounds. It'll be played in by Newton. Burbach tried to tip it in and could not do so. Sonny Johnson bringing it down for the Cardinals. Off to Lister. To Johnson. The jump shot by Johnson is short. Tipped around, picked up by Walsh. Johnson making quite an effort to go after that ball. Gendorf across the line. To Walsh. Back to Gendorf. Jackaniski. Loose ball picked up by Burbach. Jump shot. Rimming out. No good. Rebounded by Williams. Newton giving Wallert just one crack at the basket. Johnson out front. Gives to Lister. To Johnson. In the corner to Lust. The jump shot. No good. Williams scrapping for the rebound. We have a loose ball and we have a foul call on Williams. First foul on Denny Williams. The second team foul called on the Newton Cardinals. Newton with a record of 21-3. Dubuque Wallert with a mark of 18-6. Going to the line will be Bill Burbach. 6'3" junior, averaging 7 points a ball game. Hit his average yesterday against West Waterloo. Free throw good. 12-11. Newton by 1 over Wallert with 5:10 left in the second quarter. Sonny Johnson with the ball in the offensive zone. He's off to Lust. Exchanging passes. Goes into Williams and he draws a foul. The foul is on Burbach. First foul on Bill Burbach, the 4th team foul against Newton. Against Wallert. This will still be a one-shot foul. Denny Williams hitting. 13-11. 4 points for Williams. Gendorf in the front court for the Golden Eagles. Walsh gives to Jackaniski. Holds high. Off to Walsh to Burbach. Gendorf gives out to Jackaniski. Back to Gendorf. Goes in to Jackaniski. The jump shot is good. Jackaniski hitting from inside. It's tied 13 all. 6 points for Jackaniski. Sonny Johnson to Lust. In the corner to George. Back out to Johnson to Lister. To Lust. They really work it around. The jump shot by Lust. Hitting. 15-13. Lust has 10 of Newton's 15. Dubuque Wallert on the attack. Jackaniski with it in the circle. Gives in to Burbach. The jump shot by Gabriel is no good, but we have a foul. A blocking foul called on Fred George. First foul on George. 3rd team foul against Newton. This will be a 2-shot foul. First one is no good by Gabriel. Gabriel's second shot, good. 15-14, a 1-point ball game. Newton on top, 4 minutes left in the first half. Sonny Johnson in the front court. Into Williams, off to Lust. Lust holding that ball. He's off to George. The jump shot, short. Lust rebounding. Shot is no good, a whistle. A foul called. The foul is against Wallert's Tom Gendorf. First foul on Gendorf, the 15th team foul against Wallert. The 1-1 now in effect. The bonus coming up for Larry Lust. 16-14, Newton in the lead. Lust has 11, a chance for a dozen. Converts it, 17-14, three-point ball game, Newton over Wallert. Gendorf in the front court. Off to Walsh. Jump shot by Walsh, hits. Walsh with point number 4. 17-16, a tight ball game. Lust with it to Johnson, to Lister, to Johnson, to Lust. The jump shot, short, tipped around, and Gabriel has it for Wallert. Gabriel across the timeline, Gendorf with it, off to Walsh. Walsh to Burbach. Can't drive in past George, goes out to Walsh. And to Jaconiski, jump shot, no good. And a foul call, Sonny Johnson going up for the rebound. It's fouled by Bill Burbach. Second foul on Burbach, the 6th team foul on Wallert. Johnson goes to the line with the 1-1. Sonny Johnson, the shortest player on the court at 5'9", hits his free throw. The bonus coming up for Johnson. He hit 10 points yesterday in the 58-43 win over unbeaten Atlantic. Hits the second one, and we should say previously unbeaten Atlantic. 19-16, Newton by 3, 2:44 left in the first half. Gendorf off to Walsh. Walsh on the side to Gabriel back out front. Gendorf with it to Walsh. Walsh into Gabriel, drives in. The jump shot is good. Gabriel got behind the defense. 19-18, a one-point ball game again. Sonny Johnson, quite deliberate, off the Lust to George, drives in, puts it up. It is no good, but a foul is called. The foul is on Bill Burbach. That is foul number 3 on Burbach. Substitution for Dubuque Wallert. Burbach comes out, and Pat Krippes comes in. Krippes, C-R-I-P-P-E-S, 5'8", a senior, will go to guard. Gendorf will go to forward. Fred George on the line. Hits the first one. 2-shot foul. 20-18, Newton by a bucket. 2:10 to go in the second quarter. Second one, good, 21-18. Krippes and Walsh now at the guards for Wallert. Walsh to Krippes. To Walsh. Walsh drives in, the jump shot, and a foul called on Sonny Johnson for guarding a little too closely on Mike Walsh. First foul on Johnson, 4th team foul against Newton. Mike Walsh at the line. Free throw is good. 21-19. Sonny Johnson bringing it up court for Newton. Krippes comes out to beat him, goes off to Lust, to George. To Johnson, to Lister, to Lust. Lust drives in, can't shoot. Back out front to Johnson, to Lister, to Johnson, to Lister. In the corner, Lust with it. Back out to Johnson, in to Williams. Out to Johnson, to Lust. And Lust called for shuffling his feet. Duke Wallert sagging off a lot on Denny Williams, trying to plug up that middle. And doing a pretty good job of it. Krippes out front for Dubuque Wallert to Walsh. Walsh back to Krippes. Minute 9 left in the first half. Krippes to Walsh. Walsh with a set. Off. No good. Foul called. George is fouled. Foul is on Jakaniski, I believe. Fred George will be going to the line. Jakaniski draws his third foul. So Jakaniski and Burbach both unofficially have 3 fouls against them. The 1-1 for Fred George, 6'3" senior. Will get the bonus. 22-19, 4 points for Fred George. A chance for a 4-point ball game with 1:03 left in the half. Hits it. 23-19. Duke Waller on the attack. Trippus with it. Drives into the corner. Bounce pass off to Jakaniski out front to Walsh. Walsh to Trippus. Trippus into Jakaniski. The jump shot is good. Fine play as Jakaniski connects with his 8th point. 23-21 with 35 seconds left in the quarter. Newton will probably play for 1 shot. Lister to Johnson. Lust looking at the clock. Holding the ball. Duke Waller elects not to come out after it, so Sonny Johnson decides he'll hold it for a while. 12 seconds, 11, Lust. Now they work it. Lust to George. Out to Johnson. Into Williams. Ball tipped away from him. 2 seconds, 1 second. Gindorf with it, and no chance for a shot. The shot taken after the basket will not count. That's the end of the first half with a score. Newton 23, Duke Waller 21. Tip controlled by Newton. Comes down to Williams, drives in for the layup and hits it. Denny Williams hitting. 6 points for him. Walsh in the front court to Gindorf, who's back at guard now with Burbach back in. Jakaniski on the side, hitting. Jim Jakaniski cans one, 25-23. Newton by 2 points. Sonny Johnson gives to Lister. Newton on the attack to Fred George. Fakes the jump shot, no good. Tipped out by Newton. Touch last, tipped out by Waller. Will be played in by Newton. Johnson throws it into George. Backhand layup is good. Fred George gets his 7th point. 27-23. Newton in the lead. Waller with the ball. Gindorf into Gabriel. His shot is no good. Rebounds and hits. Pat Gabriel holding on the board. Gets his 5th point. 27-25. Newton by 2. Sonny Johnson in the offensive zone to Lusk, to George, into Williams. Williams goes up for the shot and is fouled. The foul is on Pat Gabriel. And going to the line, 6'5", Denny Williams. 2nd foul on Gabriel. Williams will shoot 2. We have 6:52 left in the 3rd quarter. 28-25. Gindorf with the ball. To Gabriel. Back to Gindorf. To Walsh. Tipped away and picked up by Lust. Lust with a steal. Gives to Lister. And now Lust in the front court to Sonny Johnson. Over to Lister. In the corner to George. Out front to Johnson. To Lust. To Lister. To Williams. Lust with a jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Lister. Lister is tied up. He will be jumping with Pat Gabriel. Gabriel 6'4". Lister 6'2". Controlled by Gabriel. Gindorf, long down-court pass to Jakaniski. The jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Johnson. No chance for the break. Brings it down. Johnson with a jump shot. Hit. He has 4 points, 30-25. Newton by 5. Gabriel at quarter court. Out front to Gendorf. Gendorf at the circle, over to Walsh. Drives in. The shot is good. It will not count. He draws the foul from Sonny Johnson. Second foul on Sonny Johnson. A one-shot foul. Good. 30-26. Newton by 4. 5:28 left in the third period. Sonny Johnson with the ball for Newton. And to George. George has the ball tipped away out of bounds, and it will be played in by Waller. Walsh into Gendorf. Gendorf drives in and back out to Walsh. To Gendorf. Gendorf at the circle to Walsh. To Gendorf. Jump shot by Gendorf. Good. 30-28. Gendorf cuts it to 2. Newton in its forecourt. Johnson with a jump shot. No good. And we have a foul called on Mike Walsh. A 2-shot foul coming up for Sonny Johnson. Foul number 1 on Walsh. Sonny Johnson scored 10 points in Newton's victory over Atlantic yesterday afternoon. 5 points for Sonny Johnson. 31-28. Rebounded by Lusk. Hit by George, rather. Fred George getting the shot. 33-28. Gendorf to Gabriel. To Jakaniski, a foul on Williams. Second foul on Denny Williams, the Newton pivot. A one-shot foul for Jim Jakaniski. 33-29. Newton by 4. Sonny Johnson with the ball. Off to Lister. To George. Out to Johnson. Jump shot. No good. Tipped around, and Williams misses the shot. Lister misses, follows, misses again, and it will be Newton's ball as it goes out of bounds. And there you have a look at some of the rough action underneath those boards. Johnson throws out to Lister, to George. Jump shot by George. No good. Rebounded by Gendorf for Waller. The Golden Eagles on the attack in the dark uniforms. Gendorf with it. To Jakaniski, the jump shot. No good. And we'll have a jump ball called. Sonny Johnson will be jumping for Newton. And Mike Walsh for Dubuque Waller. Controlled by Waller. Gendorf with the jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Lister for Newton's Cardinals. Off to Sonny Johnson. 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. 33-29. Newton in the lead. Johnson to Lister. To Johnson. Into Lusk. The jump shot is good. Larry Lusk hits. 35-29. 14 points for Lusk. Gabriel to Gendorf. Into Jakaniski. Back to Gendorf. To Walsh, trying to work it in. Tries the jump shot. It's off, and we have a foul called. A foul on Dubuque Waller's Burbach. And that is foul number 4 on Bill Burbach. Fred George will have one shot. 36-29. His 11th point. Walsh on the attack to Gendorf, into Jackanes, to Gabriel. The jump shot is good by Pat Gabriel. His 7th. 36-31. Sonny Johnson in forecourt. Gives in to Williams, to Lust. The jump shot, short. Tipped out, and Lust has the rebound. Drives in, short jump off the glass. No good. Tip, no good. Rebounded by Walsh. Coming out of that scramble with a rebound. Walsh gives to Gabriel. Into Jackaneski. His jump shot is no good. Tip is no good. And we have a violation call. A foul underneath. The foul is on Fred George. That's George's 2nd foul and the 3rd team foul here in the 3rd quarter against Newton. One shot is good by Gendorf. 36-32. Now a 4-point ball game. Newton in the lead. 2:16 left in the 3rd quarter. Sonny Johnson in the front court for Newton. Off to Lust, to Johnson, to Lister. Out front, Sonny Johnson gives to Lister. The corner to George. Out to Sonny Johnson. Johnson with a jump shot is good. 38-32. 7 points for Sonny Johnson. Walsh to Gendorf. Wallard on the attack. Walsh gets the opening. The jump shot is short. Rebounded by Lust. Sonny Johnson brings it up court. Minute 25 left in the 3rd quarter. Pass goes into George. Drives in. Backhands it. It's no good. A foul call. The foul is on Pat Gabriel. That's the 3rd foul on Gabriel. The 4th team foul here in the 3rd quarter against Dubuque Wahlert. 2-shot foul for Fred George. He has another one coming. Misses that one. Jackaneski rebounds. Gendorf with it. To Walsh. To Gendorf. Gabriel with a jump shot. Short. Was out of bounds and replayed in by Newton. Hit the baseline on the bounce. 38-32. Newton in the lead. Sonny Johnson in forecourt for Newton. Gives in to Lister. His shot is good. A fine play. As Lister got open and hit. 40-32. Gendorf in forecourt for Wahlert. Off to Gabriel, to Jackaneski. Working around. Far side to Walsh. Fakes. The jump shot is good. It will count and a foul call. The foul is on Sonny Johnson. Free throw is good by Walsh. A 3-point play, and it's 40-35. Time running out of the 3rd quarter. 22-21. Sonny Johnson in the front court. Newton will try for one shot again. Lister on the far side to Johnson. To George. The jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Wahlert. Gendorf with it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Burbach shoots and hits. The basket counts. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Newton 40, Dubuque Wahlert 35. 40-37 to start the 4th quarter as the basket at the gun counted. 40-37. Newton by 3. Now to start the 4th quarter. The tip controlled by Newton. Lust with it. A tight ball game all the way. Sonny Johnson. The corner to George. Into Lust. Jump shot is good. Finally rolled through. Larry Lust hits 42-37. Walsh to Gabriel. To Jackaniski. Jump shot. Foul called. Foul is on Williams. Third foul on Denny Williams. The 15th foul called against Newton in the second half. However, this will be a two-shot foul. Jackaniski will shoot another. (42-38). Larry Lust with the ball. To Sonny Johnson, to George, to Lust. Lust, triple team, jump shot, good. Larry Lust gets the second basket of the fourth quarter from the same spot. He has 18. Walsh goes to Gabriel, to Walsh, to Gendorf. Gendorf out to Walsh. Gendorf with it. To Walsh. The corner to Burbach. Jackaniski into Gendorf. Jump shot. No good. Tipped around and controlled by Williams of Newton. Off to Lust. 6:40 left in the ball game. 44-38 Newton. Sonny Johnson into Williams. To Johnson. To Lust. Shot by Lust is no good. We have a foul called. The foul is on Gendorf of Dubuque Wahlert. 1-1 coming up. 15 foul now. Lust hits. The bonus coming up for Larry Lust, 45-38. Lust has 19. Make it 20. 46-38. Newton maintaining the lead at the free throw line. Walsh to Gendorf. Looping pass to Gabriel. The jump shot is no good. Rebounding is Newton. Lust has it. Lister got the rebound. Sonny Johnson to Williams. To Johnson. To Lister. To Johnson. His jump shot is good. 48-38. The biggest margin of the ball game, and Wahlert calls timeout. Timeout has been called. The score is Newton 48, Dubuque Wahlert 38. Ready to start the final 5 minutes, 54 seconds of play as Wahlert plays it in. Krippus now back in the lineup for Wahlert with the ball. Pat Krippus. Krippus drives in. Shot by Gendorf is blocked. Rebounds his own shot. Back out to Walsh. Walsh drives in, puts it up. It's blocked by George. A fine defensive play out of bounds, and will be played in by Wahlert. Fine defensive play by Fred George. Shot is no good by Jackaniski. Another shot is good. The basket will count, and a foul is called. The basket was by Gendorf. One-shot foul for Gendorf. A three-point play for Gendorf. 48-41. Newton plays it in against the press. Lust. Bringing it down. Lust driving in. Bounce pass to Williams. And a foul is called. A real collision down there. The foul on Gendorf. Third foul on Gendorf. Fine sportsmanship being shown by these two ball clubs, as you just saw. Denny Williams on the line. The 1-1. 49-41. 7 points for Williams. Gabriel. Rebound. Walsh with the ball to Krippus. Gabriel out to Walsh. Walsh drives in. His jump shot is good, but a charging foul called before the shot. The basket will not count. Foul was on Walsh. Again, Newton against the press. Lust to Johnson. Johnson. A foul call. The foul is on Krippus. Sonny Johnson on the line. 1-1 for Johnson. Rebounded by Krippus out front. 4:47-45 now. Underneath, Gabriel hits. 49-43. Fred George in the front court. Over to Lister. Both ball clubs with a lot of poise. Johnson to Lust. Lust to Johnson. Jump pass. Shot by Lister is good. Lister making it 51-43. Newton over Waller. Jackaniski out to Krippus. To Gendorf. His jump shot is good. Gendorf hits 51-45. Lust to Johnson. Waller using the press. Front court to Lust. Drives in. Out of bounds. Touch last by Jackaniski. Played in by Newton. Johnson will play it in. Comes out front to Lust. And we have a foul called. Fred George. Called for pushing. That is the third foul against George. And timeout is called with a score. Newton 51, Dubuque Waller 45. A 1-1 for Walsh. Will shoot the bonus. 51-46. 9 points for Walsh. 51-47. Just a 4-point ball game with 3:39 left. Sonny Johnson to Larry Lust. Bounce pass goes out of bounds off the foot of Jackaniski. Newton's Sonny Johnson to play it in. Comes in to George. Out front to Lust. Lust off to Johnson. Newton in its delay game. To Williams. To Johnson. To Lust. And a foul is called. Foul is on Waller. Tom Gendorf. And Larry Lust will go to the line. 4 fouls against Gendorf. 1-1 for Lust. Will shoot the bonus. 52-47. A 5-point game. Newton in the lead. 3:12 left in the game. 21 points for Larry Lust. +1. 53-47. Krippus in the front court. Looks the pass to Jackaniski. Jump shot is good. Jackaniski hits 53-49. And then a foul is called on Newton. It will be against Lust. Correction, against Gendorf. Lust fouled by Gendorf, and that's the 5th foul on Gendorf, and he goes to the bench. Now a timeout. Timeout has been called with a score. Newton 53, Dubuque Waller 49. Larry Lust on the line with the 1-1. No good. Tipped around. Williams has it. He is fouled. The foul is on Mike Walsh. Williams will go to the line. The third foul on Walsh. A two-shot foul for Denny Williams. The big Newton center at 6'5". He'll get the bonus. An important free throw for Newton. 54-49. 55-49. Krippus brings it down. He's off to Jakineski, back out to Krippus. Jakineski, his jump shot is good. Again, a 4-point ball game. 55-51. Sonny Johnson against the press to Lust. Lust brings it across the line. Off to Johnson. To Lust. To Williams. Wallert needs that ball. To Lust. To Fred George. To Lust. Lust to Lister. To Lust. To Sonny Johnson. 2:10 left in the ball game. Foul called on Pat Krippus. Sonny Johnson will go to the line. This will be a 1-1. (56-51). Johnson hits his 10th point. 11th point. 57-51. Newton in the lead. Walsh to Gabriel. To Walsh. To Gabriel. The shot by Gabriel is no good. A foul is called underneath. The foul is on Dave Lister. This will put Pat Gabriel on the line. Second foul only on Lister. Two-shot foul. 57-52. 1:56 left. George with the rebound. Sonny Johnson against a desperate press. Lust across the timeline. Gives to Johnson. To Lust. Off to George. To Lust. To Williams. To Lust. Lust out to Lister. Lister, almost tied up, gives off to Lust. The jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Gabriel. And Wallert calls timeout. Timeout has been called with a score. Newton 57, Dubuque Wallert 52. Walsh across the timeline with time of essence. Rebounded by Johnson. Lister with it to Johnson. Johnson passes into the front court to Lister. Off to Lust. We're in the final minute. Lust out to Johnson. Johnson off to Lust. Out to Johnson. To Lust. To Williams, and a foul is called. Foul is on Mike Walsh. Foul number 4 on Walsh. Larry Lust on the line. He'll get the bonus. 58-52. Newton by 6. Lust has 23 points. 45 seconds left. 59-52. Pass comes down to Jakineski. Walsh with it. Puts it up. No good, but a foul called. Foul is on Lust. And Krippus will be on the line. 1-1. misses. Lusk with a rebound. Off to Williams, a foul called on Krippus. .32 seconds left with Larry Lusk on the line. No good. Rebounded by Jackaniski. Walsh quickly into the front court. Drives in. The layup is good. 59 to 54. 22 seconds. Johnson with the ball in the front court. Is fouled. Foul is on Krippus. That's the fourth foul on Pat Krippus. Sonny Johnson at the free throw line for Newton. Will shoot the bonus. 60 to 54. Buzz Levick off the bench signaling for timeout, so timeout has been called with a score. Newton 60, Dubuque Wahlert 54. He converts 61 to 54. Long down court pass out of bounds intended for Burbach, and it will be played in by Newton. From the spot where it was thrown out of bounds. Johnson plays into Lister, 2 points. A foul call on Jackaniski. The basket counts. 10 seconds left. 63 to 54. Lister at the line, shooting 1. Now Coach Buzz Levick clearing the bench for Newton. Bob Lohr coming in, number 42. Number 52 is Jim Smith. Listen to the roar for this Newton lineup. Everybody coming out with the exception of Lister, who is at the line. Free throw is no good. Rebounded by Jackaniski. Burbach in the front court, a violation call. Foul against Newton. Called on number 20, Gary Northrup. Also in there, number 52, Jim Smith. Free throw is good. Now number 32, Dave Bennett, comes into the lineup. Replacing number 44, whose name we do not have on the lineup. We have a 54, Randy Mills. Free throw is good by Burbach. 63 to 56. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. A steal in there by Krippus. Loose ball. Walsh with a shot is no good. And that's the end of the ball game with the score. Newton 63, Dubuque Wahlert 56. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. The tip is controlled by Jefferson, and a foul is called immediately on Larry Lusk. 3 seconds from the outset. We have going to the free throw line, Mark Knoll, 6'4" senior far shot. Rebounded by Fred George. Sonny Johnson with the ball for the Newton Cardinals in the offensive zone. Jefferson's through. Out to Johnson. Jump shot by Johnson is short. Rebounded by Lister. Jump shot is good. Dave Lister, 6'2" senior, makes it 2-0 Newton. Down court pass. Drive in by Norris. Underneath to Miller. Turnaround shot is good. Jane Miller from underneath makes it a 2-2 ball game in the opening minute of play. Sonny Johnson in the offensive zone for Newton. Off to Lister. To Johnson. Jump shot by Johnson is no good. Rebounded by Knoll, and Knoll is called for traveling. Johnson plays it in to George. Out to Johnson. Johnson handling the basketball. Off to Lister. Johnson into Williams to Johnson to Lusk to Johnson. Johnson now to Larry Lusk. He comes outside to Lister. To Lusk. Lusk passes into George. Move for the basket. 2 points. 4-2 as George hits. Jenkins in the offensive zone to Norris. To Jenkins. Jump shot by Jenkins is no good. Newton has the rebound. Lusk down court. Lister misses the shot but is fouled. The foul will be on Gene Miller, number 35. And going to the line will be Dave Lister, number 44. 6:19 left in the first quarter. 4-2. Newton by 2. 2-shot foul. First is no good. Lister's second shot. 5-2. Newton by 3. Jenkins to Miller to Jenkins. Jenkins in the offensive zone to Miller. Miller. Jump shot is short. Comes out front, rebounded by Salat. Off to Miller. Miller in the corner. Jenkins to Miller. Jump shot by Miller is no good. Rebounded by Jenkins. Jump shot by Jenkins is no good. Rebounded by Lusk. Off to Sonny Johnson. Johnson in the offensive zone for Newton. To Lusk. To Johnson. In the corner to George. Underneath to Lusk. Lusk. Shot is good. Larry Lusk. 7-2, and a timeout is called with the score, Newton 7, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 2. Jefferson will play the ball in. Miller flips it into Jenkins. Jenkins to Knoll, to Jenkins. Bounce pass into Salat. His jump shot is good. Bill Salat with a turnaround jump shot. Makes it 7-4. Newton still ahead by now 3 points. Sonny Johnson for Newton in the front court. To George in the corner. Out to Johnson to Lister. Lister to Johnson to Lister. Lister hands off to Johnson. Johnson bouncing that basketball. Gives it back to Lusk. To Johnson. Into Williams. To George. George drives in. His jump shot is good. Fred George hitting with his 4th point. 9-4. Newton in the lead. Miller with the ball. In the corner. Jenkins with the jump shot is no good. Tipped around, goes out of bounds. It will be played in by Newton. Sonny Johnson into Lusk. Johnson brings it down as Norris puts up a token press. George with the ball in the corner. Looping pass underneath. Picked off by Salat. To Miller. Miller quickly. Jump shot by Miller is no good. Tipped around. Rebounded by George. Lusk for Newton in the front court. Lusk. Off to Sonny Johnson. Johnson with a jump shot is good. Sonny Johnson hits. 11-4. Newton in the lead. Jenkins in the offensive zone for the Jayhawks. Drives in, puts it up, and hits. Al Jenkins on a drive-in. 11-7. We have 3:24 left in the first quarter. Newton in the light uniforms. Jefferson in the dark. Lister with a jump shot is no good. Tip up is good. Lister getting credit for the basket. Jenkins in the front court to Miller. Miller to Jenkins. To Miller. Into Salat. Salat's hook shot is good. A fine hook shot. 4 points for Bill Salat. 13-8. Newton by 5. Johnson in the front court for the Cardinals. Set shot. Good. Sonny Johnson gets his 4th point. 15-8. Jenkins in the front court. Drives in. Bounce pass off to Knoll. His jump shot is no good. Tipped around and rebounded by Knoll. His shot again is no good. Tipped around, still loose, and picked up by Salat. Salat's jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Williams. Williams off to Sonny Johnson. He brings it down. Lust to Johnson. Into Williams. Williams. Jump shot by Lust is good. Larry Lust. Another Fred George hitting. Fred George with a bucket. 17-8. Jenkins in the offensive zone for the Jayhawks. Off to Knoll. To Miller. Miller off in the corner to Jenkins. His jump shot is good. Jenkins from the corner. 17-10. Newton in the lead. Minute and a half left in the first quarter. Lust off to Sonny Johnson, to Fred George, to Johnson, out to Lister. Lister into Williams. Williams has the ball tipped away, picks it up, gives out to Lister. Off to Sonny Johnson. Sonny Johnson drives the middle. Layup is no good. A foul is called on Jenkins. First foul on Jenkins. The second team foul against Cedar Rapids Jefferson. One shot for Sonny Johnson. 18-10. Newton in the lead. Jefferson with the ball. Jenkins in the offensive zone. Drives the circle. Layup is no good. Tipped out front will have a jump ball. Jumping will be Denny Williams and Bill Salat. Tip is controlled by no one, and then a foul is called. The foul will be on Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Called on Jim Norris. Sonny Johnson going to the line. One shot foul for Johnson. (19-10). Newton in the lead. 6 points for Sonny Johnson. Jenkins brings it up court. Knoll into Salat. His jump shot is short. Tipped around, goes out of bounds. It was touched last by Lust of Newton. Will be played in by Jefferson. Comes into Miller. Underneath to Salat, out to Knoll. Miller with a jump shot is short. Tipped around, and Lister has the rebound for Newton. Larry Lust in the front court. Off to Lister, to Lust. 22 seconds left. Newton waiting for one shot to end the first quarter, leading 19-10. Lust bouncing the basketball. It's off to Dave Lister. Takes the return pass to Johnson. 6 seconds. Pass underneath to George is out of bounds. George touched it last. Jefferson plays in with 4 seconds. Miller. Off to Jenkins. There's a 60-foot shot, which is just short. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Newton 19, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 10. Number 51 of Jefferson jumping against Fred George, number 30 of Newton. Tip is to Williams. Lister with it. Out to Sonny Johnson. Off to Lust. Lust to Johnson. George in the corner. Out to Johnson. Into Williams. Williams to George. George starts to drive in. Salat is not giving room. Pass to Williams. To Lust. Shot is blocked, and a foul is called. The foul is on the man who just came into the lineup for Newton, and this is Dick Mullen, number 55, 6'6.5" senior. He is in the lineup in place of Norris. The free throw by Lust is good. Two-shot foul. 20-10. Newton in the lead. Lust hits the second free throw for Newton. 21-10. 7:37 left in the second quarter. Jenkins up court for Jefferson. Gives off to Miller. Jump shot is short. Rebounded by Mullen. Mullen gives out to Miller. To Jenkins. Jenkins bouncing the ball. Far side to Knoll. Mullen to Jenkins. Jenkins bouncing that basketball. Tries the jump shot. It is no good. Rebounded by Larry Lust. Lust brings it up court for the Newton Cardinals. He's off to Dave Lister. To Lust. Underneath to George, and it's tipped away by Salat out of bounds. It will be played in by Newton. Good defensive play there by Salat. Johnson throws it out front to Lister. Off to Sonny Johnson. Johnson gives to Lust. Bounce pass over to Lister. To Lust. Lust drives in, and a foul called. Foul is against Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Called on Mark Knoll. His first foul, the 15th foul. This will be a two-shot foul. Lust hits the first one. Lust has 5 points. Scored 24 in last night's victory over Dubuque Wahlert. Second free throw is no good. Mullen rebounds. Williams takes it away, and then a foul is called. The foul is on Mullen. Substitution for Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Number 11, Karasek coming in, but a timeout is called with the score. Newton 22, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 10. Dave Karasek, number 11 in the lineup now for Jefferson, replacing Mullen. Karasek, the 5'10 senior guard. The free throw by Williams is good. Two-shot foul for Denny Williams. 23-10, Newton in the lead. 6:31 left, and the second shot is rebounded by Knoll. Karasek with it out front. Off to Knoll. Knoll gives to Jenkins. Jump shot by Jenkins is good. 6 points for Al Jenkins. George in the front court for Newton. Is off to Williams underneath to Lister. Puts it up. The shot is blocked. Good defensive play. It goes out of bounds. It will be played in by Jefferson. Fine defensive play in there by Jefferson. Karasek in the front court. Off to Knoll. Knoll goes out to Miller. Off to Karasek. Karasek drives in, and a foul is called on Sonny Johnson. Pushing foul on Sonny Johnson. His first foul and the second team foul against Newton. 5:45 left in the second quarter. 23-12. Newton in the lead. Karasek at the line. Missing the free throw. Rebounded by Williams. Off to Sonny Johnson. Larry Lust brings it into the offensive zone for Newton. Feeds off to Sonny Johnson. Into George. George back out to Johnson. To Lister. Lister to Johnson. Into George. Tipped away. A foul is called. The foul will be on Mark Knoll, number 25. Knoll picks up his second foul, and Fred George goes to the free throw line. The 15th foul. This will be the 1-and-1. Fred George, 6'3 senior. Rebounded by Jenkins. Jenkins in the offensive zone. Gives out to Karasek, to Jenkins. In the corner with the ball, Miller. Miller with a jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Williams. Larry Lust brings the ball up court now for Newton. Gives off to Dave Lister. Lister into George. George drives in, and a foul is called. Charging foul called on Fred George. Now a substitution for Jefferson as Miller comes out and Jim Broussard comes in. 6'1½", a junior. Karasek with the ball in the front court. Off to Noel. Noel gives to Broussard. Broussard to Karasek. Karasek with a jump shot is good. Karasek from the outside makes it 23-14. Newton in the lead. Lister in the front court gives to Sonny Johnson. Off to Lust. Lust to Johnson. Into Williams. Off to Lister. Jump shot by Lister is no good. Rebound shot is no good by Lust, and Jefferson has the ball. Jenkins in forecourt. Gives out to Karasek. Karasek to Noel. Noel off to Broussard. To Noel to Broussard. Eyes the bucket. Gives to Karasek. Karasek to Jenkins. To Karasek. To Jenkins. Far side to Broussard. Drives in. Can't get open. Gives out to Karasek. To Jenkins. The jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Broussard. And we have a traveling violation called against Jefferson. Newton will play it in. The press by Jefferson goes down to Lister, to Sonny Johnson, who will bring it across the line. Larry Lust with the ball. Lust gives off to Sonny Johnson. His jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Broussard. Gives off to Karasek. 3:19 left in the second quarter. Karasek gives off to Mark Noel. Underneath to Jenkins, all alone, hits. Fine play. Jenkins hits. Now we have a timeout call. Timeout has been called with a score. Newton 23, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 16. A full court press by Jefferson. Lust gives to Lister, and in the front court, layup by George is no good. Rebounded by Newton. Gary Northrup now in the Newton lineup. A foul is called on Newton. Fred George. Substitution, that's the second foul on George. The fourth team foul against Newton. Number 20 for Newton is Gary Northrup, 5'11", a junior, is in the lineup in place of Sonny Johnson. The free throw is good by Al Jenkins. Ball comes in to Lust. Lust off to Northrup. Down court to Lister. Lister gets back outside to Lust. Now to Northrup. Northrup to Lister. Back to Northrup. Far side to Lust. Lust drives in. His jump shot is no good. Goes out of bounds. It will be played in by Newton. Northrup to flip it in. Comes in to Northrup. Williams fakes. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Broussard. And the fans really enjoying action tonight. Karasek with the ball. Karasek out front. He's off to Jenkins. Jenkins to Karasek. To Jenkins. Out front to Broussard. Broussard passes in the corner. Shot is taken and missed. And rebounded by Newton. Northrup in the front court. Then to Williams, to Lister. Out to Northrup, to Lister. In the corner to George. George drives in. The jump shot is good. It will not count, I believe. A foul is called. Foul is on Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Fred George will go to the line. Shooting the 1-and-1. George will get the bonus. 24-17. Newton in the lead. 1:45 left in the second quarter. George ready for his second shot. Rebounded by Mark Noel. Jenkins with the ball for the Jayhawks, off to Karasek. Karasek to Jenkins. On the side of Broussard, back out to Jenkins to Karasek. They work it around quickly to Noel. Knoll in the corner to Jenkins. Jenkins out pass to Salat. A foul called. The foul is on Dunny Williams. 6'5", Newton center, and going to the line will be Jenkins. First foul on Williams, the 15th foul now. Called against Newton, and the 1-and-1 is in effect. The free throw is no good. Tipped outside. Jump shot is no good by Jenkins. A foul called underneath. Substitution now as Dave Bennett, number 32, comes in for Newton, replacing Fred George. Bennett, 6'1", a senior. On the free throw line this time will be Mark Knoll. 1-and-1 for Knoll. Will shoot the bonus. 24-18. Newton by 6 points. 1 minute, 20 seconds left in the second quarter of the ball game. Knoll ready for his second shot. Misses, tipped out, and a violation called, a foul called, this time on Cedar Rapids Jefferson against Dave Karasek, number 11. Shooting the free throw for Newton will be Dave Lister. Lister, 6'2", senior. Will shoot the bonus. 25-18. 6 points for Lister in tonight's ball game. Lister scored 6 points last night and 10 points in the first round tournament game. Second shot is rebounded by Knoll. Karasek with the ball for the Jayhawks. Off to Jenkins to Karasek. And Karasek is called for traveling. Northrop will play it in. Gives to Larry Lux. Now Northrop with the ball in the offensive zone. Northrop gives off to Lister to Northrop to Lister. In the corner to Bennett. Off to Lister to Northrop into Lust. Jump shot by Lust is no good. Rebounded by Karasek. Down court to Salat. Salat drives in and misses the shot. Rebounded by Lust. Lust down court for Newton. Gives out to Bennett. Northrop to the ball now. Off to Lister. 30 seconds left in the first half. Lister to Bennett. Lister with the ball. Gives in to Williams. Out to Northrop. Lister with 11 seconds left. Goes into Williams, far side, and out of bounds. Dave Bennett could not handle the pass. 5 seconds left, 25-18. Now we have momentary time as Miller re-enters the lineup for Jefferson, replacing Broussard. Jefferson plays it in. Mark Knoll with the ball. 4 seconds, 3. The long jump shot is no good. Goes out of bounds. The clock stopped with 1 second left. Newton will play it in. Lust throws it way down court to Williams. His long jump shot is no good. That's the end of the first half with the score. Newton 25, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 18. Is controlled by Newton. Williams gives to Lister. Lister has the ball tipped away from him and stolen by Jenkins. Down-court pass to Miller. Miller with a long jump shot is good. Miller from the outside, 25-20. Karasek pressing in the backcourt. Johnson gets in the front court to Lust. Over to Lister. Lister out to Johnson. Off to Lust. Lust to Lister. Lister holding the ball, gives it out to Johnson. Williams with it, passes underneath to George. George, jump shot is no good, rebounded by Miller. Passes it out to Jenkins, and now Karasek with the ball. Karasek bouncing the basketball. Out pass in the corner. Miller with a jump shot is no good. Tipped around, and we have it going out of bounds. It will be played in by Newton. Tony Johnson gives in to Larry Lust. Lust and Johnson exchanging passes to get into that offensive zone. Off to Lister. Lister to Lust in the corner. Lust back out to Lister to Johnson. Johnson signaling for Lust to come outside. Lust gives off to Sonny Johnson into Williams. Williams tosses it away, and it'll be played in by Jefferson. Momentary time for a substitution to enter the lineup for Jefferson. Broussard comes back in, replacing Miller. So Jim Broussard and Dave Karasek, now the guards for Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Karasek over to Broussard. Flip pass underneath to Salat. His shot is blocked. He saves it, but flips it into the arms of Lust, but he is called for standing out of bounds, and Newton plays it in. Sonny Johnson over to Larry Lust. Work it back and forth to try to beat the press. Lust to Johnson, now in the front court to Fred George. Sonny Johnson bouncing that ball out front. Goes out to Larry Lust. We have 6:10 left in the third quarter. Sonny Johnson with the ball. Lust, bounce pass to George. His jump shot is good. Fred George hitting his 9th point, 27-20. Newton in the lead. 5:50 left in the third quarter. Karasek out front, off to Jenkins. Jenkins' jump shot is no good. Tip up by Knoll is no good. Williams has the rebound, gives to Lust. To Sonny Johnson. Johnson across the timeline for the Newton Cardinals, off to Larry Lust. Lust comes to the left side. Fred George, jump shot by George is good. Fred George on 2 successive shots has 11 points, and timeout has been called with a score. Newton 29, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 20.
It was 19-10 after the first quarter, and since that time, Newton scored 10 points. Cedar Rapids Jefferson 10 points as well. So I expect the tempo will pick up here in the closing stages of the third period and then into the fourth quarter.
Cedar Rapids Jefferson pulling it in. Dave Karasek in the front court. He's over to Al Jenkins in the corner to Broussard. Back out to Jenkins. Jenkins passes off to Knoll. Knoll to Karasek. Trying to break a man loose underneath. Karasek out flush. Newton in its zone defense now. Knoll gives out to Broussard. Jenkins with it. Jenkins' jump shot is short. Rebounded by Lust. Larry Lust getting the rebound and bringing it up court for Newton. 29-20. Newton in the lead. 4:30 left in the third quarter. Pass off to Johnson. Can't shoot. Underneath to Williams will have a jump ball. Williams is tied up by Salat. Gene Miller re-enters the Jefferson lineup, and he replaces Jim Broussard. Salat and Williams jump. Tip is controlled by Newton, and then a foul called as Sonny Johnson is fouled by Gene Miller. Sonny Johnson toes the free throw line. A one-shot foul. To 20. Karasek to Jenkins. Karasek brings it down. Karasek feeding in the corner to Jenkins. Bounce pass into Knoll. Turnaround shot is blocked by George. Picked up by Johnson. A foul is called. The foul is against Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Called on Dave Karasek. Dave Lister will shoot the free throw. (31-20). as Lister connects. 4-6 left in the third quarter. Karasek in the front court. Bounce pass in the corner. Jenkins. Jump shot is good. Miller with a basket, rather. Johnson plays it into Lister. 31-22. Larry Lust bringing the ball down court. Lust goes off to Sonny Johnson. Lister with it. Off to Lust. Lust gives in to Williams, and a foul called. Foul will be on Bill Salat. No basket. Salat gets his first foul, the third team foul in the second half against Jefferson. Johnny Williams on the line, 6'5", a senior. He's averaged a little over 13 points a ball game. The free throw is rebounded by Noel. Noel quickly in the front court. Goes outside to Karasek, who slows it up. Karasek bouncing that basketball, setting up the offense. Goes to the left side, off to Miller. Back out to Karasek. Jenkins, Karasek. Karasek really handling that basketball. Comes to the right side, takes the jump shot, and hits. Dave Karasek with a 20-footer, makes it 31-24. Fred George with it, off to Lust. Lust across to Sonny Johnson, now in the offensive zone. Lister. Lister brings it back outside now. Signals for Lust to come outside, which he does. Lust to Sonny Johnson, off to George to Johnson, out to Lister. Lister gives to Johnson. Johnson off to George. Out to Lust. To Johnson. Jump shot by Johnson is no good. Tip up is good by Williams. Williams gets the tip up. It's 33-24. Karasek with the ball for the Jayhawks. Gives off to Miller in the corner. Jump shot by Miller is short. No good. Rebounded by Lust. Lust will bring it up court for the Cardinals. Lust gives off to Sonny Johnson. Into Williams. Drives in. Puts it up. A foul is called. The foul will be on Bill Salat. And Williams goes to the line. Johnny Williams on the free throw line. Karasek and Miller over saying something to Coach Gay Dunn. Free throw is no good. Williams will shoot another. Hits the second one. 34-24. Minute 40 left in the third quarter. Karasek across the timeline. Gives off to Miller. Miller out to Jenkins. Jenkins comes to the right side, tries the jump shot, off the glass down, no good, tipped around. Karasek has it and brings it out of trouble. Goes out to Miller, off to Jenkins. Jenkins into Salat. His jump shot is good. Bill Salat from the circle, 34-26, 6 points for Salat. Lust brings it up court for Newton. Drives down, bounce pass to Williams, goes up for the shot, has it tipped away, saves it, loose ball, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll be played in by Jefferson. Karasek to bring it up. Karasek to the left side to Miller. Miller off to Karasek to Miller. Out front to Jenkins. Jenkins' jump shot is no good. Williams comes out of there with a rebound for Newton. Gives off to Lister, and now Johnson. 40 seconds left in the third period. 34-26. Newton by 8. Johnson off to Lust. They'll wait for the final shot. George with it. Gives out to Sonny Johnson, bouncing that basketball. 16-15. Johnson drives in, puts it up, and misses. Rebounding is Jefferson, and a foul is called on Denny Williams. Williams draws the foul. 9 seconds left in the third quarter. Third foul on Williams. Here's the final score from the NCAA consolation basketball game at Kansas City for third place, Michigan 100, Kansas State 90. Bill Salat on the line, a one-shot foul. 34-27. Newton plays it in, leading, comes in to Lust. Over to Johnson, full court press. To Lust, tipped away. 3 seconds, bounce pass, the shot is taken and hit by Noel. The basket counts, and that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Newton 34, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 29. Mullen checked at the scorer's bench and then did not come in, so there is no substitution. Lust has the tip for Newton into the front court. Lipping pass to George. George puts it up and hits. Fred George scoring 36-29. 13 points for Fred George. Karasek gives off to Miller. Jump shot by Miller is no good. Tipped outside and rebounded by Knoll. And the shot is blocked. Goes out of bounds. Fine defensive play. It will be played in by Jefferson. Karasek will play it in. He's outside to Jenkins. Off to Karasek. Back out to Jenkins. To Karasek. Jenkins with it. Bounce pass to Miller. Miller goes to the left side. The jump shot by Miller off the glass and down. No good. A foul called. The foul is on Bill Salat of Cedar Rapids Jefferson. The third foul on Salat. That's the 15th foul now in the second half against Jefferson. This brings up the 1-1, and the first man to use that will be Denny Williams. Williams will shoot the bonus, 37-29. Second one is also good. Now Mullen checks into the lineup and replaces Karasek. So Miller will go back to a guard. Cedar Rapids Jefferson on the attack. Jenkins with the ball over to Knoll. Knoll off front to Miller. Miller off to Jenkins. Jenkins can't shoot. Gives to Miller. His jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Lust. Larry Lust getting the rebound in there. 38-29. 6:55 left in the ball game. Sonny Johnson out front. Johnson gives off to Lister. Lister to George in the corner. Out to Lister, to Johnson. Johnson bouncing that ball, making him come out and get it. Exchanges passes with Williams, now to Lust. Lust drives in. His jump shot is short. Follow-through is no good by Williams. It goes out of bounds. Touch last by Williams. It'll be played in by Jefferson. Miller and Jenkins bring it up court. Jenkins off to Miller. Miller to Jenkins, to Miller, to Jenkins, into Salat. His jump shot is short. Rebounded by Lister. Newton dominating the Jefferson boards. Johnson across the timeline. Gives off to Lister. Lister back out to Johnson. Johnson gives to Lister in the corner to George. Out to Lister. Sonny Johnson, Larry Lust, bounce pass to George. George with the jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Salat. Jefferson has the ball. Jenkins out front, gives over to Miller. Miller to Jenkins. Jump shot out of the corner is good. Jenkins hitting 38-30. The pass comes in to Lister. Now Lust, and now Johnson. Fred George. George in the front court is fouled as he comes across the line by Al Jenkins. Jefferson calling a timeout. Timeout has been called with a score. Newton 38, Jefferson 31. Shooting for Newton will be Fred George. George will shoot the 1-and-1. Fred George, 6'3" senior, has 14 points now and will shoot the bonus. 39-31. 5:18 left. Second one good, 40-31. And Jefferson goes to work. Jenkins in the front court. Off to Knoll. To Jenkins in the corner. Jenkins out to Knoll. Knoll to Miller. Miller goes to the left side, passes in the corner to Jenkins. Jump shot by Jenkins is no good. Tipped around. Lister rebounds, and then a foul is called. The foul is on Mark Knoll, number 25, 6'4" senior. The third foul against Knoll. At the free throw line with the 1-and-1, Dave Lister. And Lister continues the great accuracy at the free throw line for Newton. Misses the second one. Mullen has the rebound. Miller to Jenkins. Miller out to Jenkins. Jenkins to Salat. Hook shot by Salat is no good. Rebounded by Williams. Gives to Larry Lust. Lust across the timeline to Sonny Johnson. The corner to George. Into Lust. Lust drives in. Passes off to Williams. His shot is blocked very nicely in there, but a foul called on Dick Mullen. That's the third foul on Mullen. And Williams will be at the free throw line. 41-31. A two-shot foul for Denny Williams. Hits the first free throw. 42-31. 7 points for Williams. Second one is short. Rebounded by Knoll. Knoll gives over to Al Jenkins. Jenkins, a 6'1" junior. Over to Miller. Miller to Knoll out front. Knoll with the jump shot is no good. Tip-up is no good by Mullen. Loose ball will have a jump ball called. Salat will be jumping against Fred George. Tip is controlled by Jefferson. Knoll has it out front now. Knoll gives to Jenkins. Jenkins out to Knoll. Long jump shot by Miller is rimming. No good. Rebounded by George. Notice how everyone goes for the basket for those rebounds. Larry Lust across the 10-second line for Newton. 3 minutes and 39 seconds left in the ball game. Sonny Johnson. Johnson guarded very closely. Gives out to Lust, to Lister, to Lust. Lust drives in. Layup is no good. We have a foul called. The foul will be on Mullen. Now we have a timeout called with a score. Newton 42, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 31. Lust will shoot 2 shots. Lust will shoot another. Substitution for Jefferson as Broussard comes back in, replacing Salat. 43-31. Newton over Jefferson. Second free throw is no good. Rebounded by Knoll. Gives to Jenkins and now to Broussard in the front court. Chero stuck with it. Newton in the zone. Karasek having trouble working the ball in against the zone. Goes over to Miller. Back to Karasek. Long jump shot is good. Karasek from the outside. He has 6 points, 43-33. The pass comes into Lister, and now Johnson brings it across the timeline. Back outside to Lister, to Johnson. Johnson holding that ball. Johnson drives middle, has a tipped away, picks it up. Comes back outside to Lust. Larry Lust bouncing that ball out to Johnson, over to Lister, to Johnson. Lust. Pass underneath to George. George is called for traveling. 2:17 left in the ball game, 43-33. Karasek in the front court for the Jayhawks. This off to Miller, to Karasek. Karasek to Broussard. Broussard drives in, puts a shot up there. It is no good. Follow through is good. Let's see if it counts. The shot was taken by Noel. The basket will not count. We have timeout called with a score. Newton 43, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 33. 43-33. Newton over Cedar Rapids Jefferson. The consolation game tonight won by Algona over Dubuque Wahlert 78-62. A 2-shot foul coming up now for Broussard. Hits the first one, 43-34. Now Jim Broussard for a second shot, which is no good. Tipped around and rebounded by Fred George. Lust with the ball in the back court. Jenkins after the ball. Lust gives off to Williams. Williams in the offensive zone. Now to Lust. Lust drives in. His shot is no good. Loose ball is picked up by Lust. Outside it goes to Johnson. Now to Lister. To Lust. Johnson with it. Johnson to Lister. Press being put on. Loose ball picked up by Knowles. Karasek with it. Long down court pass to Broussard. Broussard puts it up there. It's blocked by Fred George. It'll be played in by Jefferson with 1:18 left. Karasek plays it in. Jump shot by Noel is no good. Rebounded by Newton's Fred George. Long down court pass comes to Sonny Johnson. Johnson drives it. His jump shot is no good. Rebounded by Noel. And a foul is called on Sonny Johnson. That's the second foul on Sonny Johnson, the 4th team foul in the second half against Newton. And at the free throw line for the Jayhawks will be Mark Knoll. Shooting one. Hits it. 43-35. Ball comes into Johnson. Off to Lister, to Johnson. Still in the back court. To Lister. Stolen away by Jenkins. 3-on-1 to Karasek. Puts it up and hits it. Karasek hits 43-37. Comes into Lust. To Lister. Lister into the front court. And the foul is called. Lister is fouled by Broussard. Dave Lister on the line, 6'2" senior. The 1-and-1 for Lister. Lister hits and will get the bonus. 44-37. 41 seconds left. Newton in the lead. Second free throw is no good. Rebounded by Knoll. Jenkins down court quickly. Drives in. His jump shot is no good. Tipped around. Broussard has it. His shot is no good. Another shot by Jenkins is no good. Another one no good. Rebounded by Lister. Lust with it. A foul called in the back court. Foul is on Jefferson, called on Broussard, and with 25 seconds left, the crowd is going slightly wild. Larry Lust on the free throw line. Newton coach Buzz Lovey with his coat off. The free throw is no good. And we'll have a jump ball. Williams will be jumping with Noel. The tip is controlled by Jefferson, but it'll be jumped over. This time, Jefferson again gets it. Broussard, 19 seconds. Jump shot by Jenkins is good. The basket counts. And Newton plays it in. 44-39. Lust. Down court to Lister. Everybody eyeing the clock. Loose ball. George picks it up and a jump ball called. Clock is stopped with 3 seconds left. We have a jump ball. Lister jumping for Newton. Against Miller. Tip is clear in the backcourt to Newton. Johnson with it in the front court. There's the gun. And that's the end of the ball game with the final score. Newton 44, Cedar Rapids Jefferson 39. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment.